subscribe.
Welcome, everyone, to English Podcast Expert, the channel where you learn English from basic to advanced level through real, natural podcast conversations that feel just like chatting with friends. Whether you're just starting out or already at B2 and want to sound more fluent, our episodes give you practical vocabulary, listening practice, and speaking confidence all at once. Today, Steve and I are diving into something every single person on Earth can relate to. Talking about your day from morning until night. We'll share our full routines, swap funny stories, and even do a special What I Did Today dialogue, so you can pause, repeat after us, and practice out loud. I'm Emma, and the guy who always wakes up late is...
Guilty as charged. Hey everyone, Steve here. Thanks for tuning in to English Podcast Expert. Emma's right. This episode is perfect for B2 learners because we're using everyday phrases, some useful idioms, and real-life details you can copy in your own conversations. We'll go step by step through a typical day, laugh about the chaotic parts, and give you ready-to-use sentences. So grab your notebook or just listen while you commute, cook, or walk. Emma, shall we kick things off with the morning? How does your day usually start these days? Do you jump out of bed full of energy? Or are you like me, hitting that snooze button 3 times and then regretting it?
Oh, Steve, you know me too well. Actually, my mornings are a bit of a battle, too. I set my alarm for 6:30, but most days I end up pressing snooze until 7:15. Then I force myself to get up, open the curtains, and do 5 minutes of stretching right there beside the bed because it really wakes my body up. After that, I head straight to the bathroom for a quick shower. Not too hot because that makes me sleepy again. And while I'm brushing my teeth, I usually listen to a short English podcast, just like this one, to get my brain into English mode early. By the time I'm dressed, I feel human again. But honestly, the real motivation comes when I smell the coffee brewing in the kitchen. Without that first cup, I'm basically useless until 10 o'clock. What about you? Do you have any special morning trick that actually works?
Wow, stretching right after waking up sounds smart. I should try that instead of scrolling my phone for 20 minutes. My routine is a little different. I usually wake up around 7, but I stay under the blanket checking messages for a bit because I like starting the day slowly. Then I jump into the shower, get dressed in whatever is clean, usually jeans and a shirt since I work from home a lot these days, and head to the kitchen. I make myself 2 slices of toast with avocado and eggs because it keeps me full until lunch. While the coffee is pouring, I open the window and breathe in the fresh air, even if it's noisy outside. That little moment of fresh air really sets a positive tone. Sometimes I even say out loud 3 things I'm grateful for, like, I'm grateful for this coffee, for my family, and for another chance to improve my English. It sounds cheesy, but it actually works. Do you ever do any gratitude stuff in the morning, or is that just me being weird?
No, it's not weird at all. I love that idea. I actually started doing something similar last month after reading a book about tiny habits. Instead of 3 things, I just say 1 positive thing while I'm drinking my coffee. Like, today I'm going to speak English at least once with confidence. It really changes my mindset before I even leave the house. Speaking of leaving the house, my commute is usually pretty calm because I walk to the cafe where I work most mornings. It takes 20 minutes, and I use that time to practice vocabulary by describing everything I see. The trees, the traffic, the people rushing past. It's like a free speaking lesson every day. But tell me about your commute, Steve. Since you work from home sometimes, do you still have to travel, or is it all online now?
Good question. Actually, my situation changed recently. 3 days a week, I go to the office, and the commute is the part I dread the most. I leave home at 8:15, Catch the bus, and it's usually packed with people who all look half asleep. The ride takes 40 minutes if there's no traffic, but you know how it is. One accident, and suddenly it's an hour and a half. I use that time wisely, though. I put on my earphones and listen to English podcasts or repeat sentences after the speaker. Last week, I learned the phrase stuck in traffic and running late again, and I've already used them in 3 real conversations. When I finally reach the office, I grab another coffee. Yes, I'm addicted, and sit at my desk by 9. The first thing I do is check my emails and plan the day. How about you? When you reach your cafe, what's the first task that usually keeps you busy?
Reaching the cafe is actually my favorite part because the smell of fresh bread and coffee hits you the moment you walk in. I start by wiping down the tables, setting out the menus, and then I help prepare the breakfast orders. Most customers want simple things like cappuccino and croissant, but sometimes they ask for special orders, and that's when my English gets tested. I have to say things like, "Would you like oat milk instead of regular?" Or, "How would you like your eggs cooked? Sunny side up or scrambled?" It's great practice because I have to listen carefully and reply quickly. By 10:30, the place is full, and I'm running around taking orders, smiling, and chatting with regulars. It keeps me on my toes, and my English improves every single shift. But the real break comes at lunch. Do you take a proper lunch break, or do you just eat at your desk like a lot of office people?
Honestly, I used to eat at my desk, but I changed that habit this year because I noticed I was getting tired by 3 o'clock. Now I force myself to step away for at least 30 minutes. I usually walk to the small park near the office, sit on a bench, and eat whatever I packed. Sometimes rice and chicken, sometimes just a big salad with lots of vegetables. While I'm eating, I call my mom or message my friends in English because it keeps the language fresh in my mind. One funny thing happened last Tuesday. I was describing my sandwich to a colleague, and I accidentally said, "This sandwich is killing me with flavor," instead of, "It's full of flavor." He laughed so hard, but he understood and even corrected me nicely. Those little mistakes are how we learn, right? After lunch, I head back and tackle the afternoon tasks: meetings, reports, creative brainstorming. The afternoon always feels longer. How does your afternoon usually go at the cafe?
The afternoon at the cafe slows down a bit after the lunch rush, which is actually nice because it gives me time to breathe. I use that quieter period to restock shelves, clean the counter, and sometimes help with the bookkeeping on the computer. But the best part is when my colleague and I get a 5-minute break to chat. We always speak English on purpose because she's also learning, just like our listeners. Last week, we practiced describing our weekends in detail. I told her about visiting my sister and how the kids were so energetic that I felt exhausted after 2 hours. She told me about trying a new hiking trail and getting completely lost for 30 minutes. Those short conversations really build confidence. Then, around 4 o'clock, the evening crowd starts coming in for coffee and snacks, so I'm back on my feet taking orders again. By 6, I'm usually ready to go home. What time do you finish work? And how do you switch from work mode to evening mode?
I usually finish around 5:30 if everything goes smoothly. But sometimes projects run late, and I'm still at the desk until 7. The moment I close my laptop, I do this little ritual. I stand up, stretch my arms above my head, and say out loud, "Work is done. Now it's time to relax." It sounds silly, but it really helps me leave the stress behind. Then I head home, maybe stop at the grocery store for fresh fruit or milk, and by the time I reach my apartment, I'm ready for some exercise. I either go for a 30-minute run in the park or do a quick home workout video. After that, I feel completely refreshed. Dinner comes next. I love cooking simple meals like stir-fried vegetables with rice or grilled fish. Cooking in English, in my head, is another trick I use. I name every ingredient and step as I go. Now I'm chopping the onions. Next, I'll add some garlic. It's surprisingly effective. Do you cook when you get home? Or do you prefer something easier?
Cooking is my favorite way to unwind too, but I keep it super simple on weekdays. When I get home around 6:30, I usually make a quick pasta or a big bowl of salad with whatever is in the fridge. While the water is boiling, I call my best friend and we chat in English about our days. That's actually how I stay consistent with speaking practice. She tells me about her office drama, and I tell her about funny customers at the cafe. After dinner, I like to sit on the balcony with a cup of herbal tea and read a book for 20 minutes. Right now, I'm reading a novel in English, and I underline new words to look up later. Then, around 8:30, I might watch one episode of a series with English subtitles. Or sometimes I join an online language exchange for 15 minutes. It's amazing how fast the evening goes when you fill it with small English activities. But the night routine is where I really recharge. What's the last part of your day like before you sleep?
My night routine is pretty calm now that I've learned to put the phone away earlier. After dinner, I wash the dishes while listening to soft English music. Then I take a warm shower to relax my muscles. By 9, I'm usually on the couch, reading or watching something light. Nothing too exciting, because that keeps me awake. I try to finish all screens by 10 o'clock, and then I do a quick gratitude journal again, writing 3 sentences about the day. Finally, I turn off the lights, set the alarm, and fall asleep thinking about one new English phrase I learned. It helps me wake up motivated. The whole routine from morning to night is like a circle that keeps improving my English without feeling like study. But hey, instead of talking about typical days, how about we do that special segment we promised? Let's each describe exactly what I did today in detail, so our listeners can hear a real-life story and practice along. I'll go first if you don't mind.
Perfect idea! Let's make it natural, like a real conversation. You start, Steve, and I'll jump in with questions or add my own day when you finish. Listeners, pause here and try to repeat the sentences after us. It's great speaking practice.
All right, here's exactly what I did today. I woke up at 7:10 after hitting snooze twice, feeling a bit groggy because I stayed up late reading last night. I dragged myself to the shower, got dressed in my favorite blue shirt, and made scrambled eggs with toast while the coffee machine worked its magic. By 8, I was already at my desk, checking emails and replying to 3 clients in English. The first meeting started at 9 and lasted 45 minutes. We discussed the new marketing campaign, and I had to present my ideas clearly, which went surprisingly well. Then I took a short walk outside during the lunch break, ate a chicken salad, and called my sister to practice describing my morning in English. In the afternoon, I finished 2 reports and helped a colleague with his presentation slides. By 5, I was tired but happy, so I went to the gym for 40 minutes and lifted weights while listening to an English podcast about productivity. When I got home, I cooked vegetable stir-fry, watched 1 episode of a comedy show, and now I'm here recording this with you. That was my day. Pretty normal, but full of small English moments. How about yours, Emma? Tell us everything you did today.
Thanks for sharing that, Steve. I loved hearing the details. My day today was a bit different because I had an early shift. I woke up at 6:45, did my stretching routine, and drank coffee while reviewing new vocabulary words on my phone. I walked to the cafe and arrived at 7:30 to open the doors. The first customers came in at 8, and I took their orders confidently, using phrases like, "Would you like that to go or to stay?" and "Extra shot of espresso coming right up." During the morning rush, I served almost 50 people, and even helped one tourist who didn't speak the local language. We managed a full conversation in English about the best places to visit. At lunch, I sat outside with my sandwich and practiced describing the weather to myself. It's sunny with a light breeze, and the temperature is perfect. In the afternoon, I trained a new colleague on how to use the coffee machine, and we spoke only English the whole time. After closing at 6, I walked home, cooked pasta with pesto, called my mom to tell her about my day in English, and then relaxed by reading 10 pages of my novel. Now I'm here chatting with you and feeling proud that I used English at least 10 different times today. See? Even ordinary days give us so many opportunities to practice.
That's amazing, Emma. I noticed you use some great phrases naturally. Extra shot of espresso and to go or to stay are exactly the kind of practical expressions our listeners need. Let me add something I forgot from my day. Around 3 o'clock, I had a quick video call with an international client, and I managed to explain our product features without any hesitation. I said things like, "This feature will help you save time and increase efficiency." And he actually understood and asked follow-up questions. That moment made me realize how far my English has come. Now, to make this even more useful for everyone listening, let's go back and forth a few more times and add extra details or ask each other questions about what we just described. Emma, in your morning at the cafe, what was the funniest thing a customer said today?
Oh, there was one customer who ordered a large, extra hot, extra foam cappuccino with oat milk and 2 pumps of vanilla. But then he changed his mind 3 times while I was making it. He kept saying, "Actually, make that 1 pump," and "No, wait, 3 pumps, please." I stayed calm and replied, "No problem. I'll adjust that right away." In the end, he laughed and said, "You have the patience of a saint." It was such a good moment because I used flexible phrases like, "No problem," and "I'll adjust that," without thinking twice. Those little interactions really build your speaking confidence fast. Steve, what about you? Did anything unexpected happen during your work calls today?
Actually, yes, something funny did happen. During the afternoon meeting, my boss asked me to summarize the client feedback in front of everyone. I had prepared some notes, but when I started speaking, I mixed up 2 words and said, "The customers appreciated the new design, but they found it a bit expensive," instead of a bit complex. Everyone smiled, but my boss kindly corrected me on the spot, and I just laughed and said, "Thanks for the feedback. Next time I'll be more precise." The whole team clapped, and it turned into a positive learning moment. It reminded me that mistakes are normal and even helpful. Now that we've shared our full days, maybe we can give our listeners some quick tips on how to turn their own daily routines into English practice. Emma, what's one easy habit you recommend?
My top recommendation is to narrate your day in English while you're doing it. When you're brushing your teeth, say, "Now I'm brushing my teeth with mint toothpaste, and it feels refreshing." When you're walking to work, describe the traffic. "The streets are busy this morning, and everyone seems in a hurry." It feels strange at first, but after a week, it becomes natural, and your fluency improves dramatically. Another tip is to record yourself for just 1 minute at the end of the day, describing what happened. Listen back the next morning, and you'll catch your own mistakes and celebrate your progress. Steve, what's your favorite habit that listeners can copy immediately?
I love the voice message trick. Every evening, I send a 2-minute voice note to myself or to a language partner describing my day using new vocabulary I learned. For example, today I made sure to include words like groggy, brainstorming, and unwind. Then the next day, I listen to it while walking and repeat the best sentences out loud. It's free, private, and super effective. Another easy one is to change your phone language to English and describe every notification you get. I just received a message from my boss asking for the report. Small changes like that add up to huge improvement over time. Now, before we finish this episode, let's do one more round of what I did today. But this time, make it even longer and more detailed so listeners can hear extended storytelling. I'll start again and add more feelings and thoughts. Today started a little rough because I felt groggy after staying up late, but once I had that first cup of coffee, everything changed. I sat at my desk feeling motivated and tackled the emails quickly. The morning meeting went better than expected. I spoke clearly and even made a small joke that everyone laughed at. During lunch, I enjoyed the fresh air and felt grateful for the simple salad that kept me energized. In the afternoon, I finished the reports ahead of schedule and helped my colleague, which made me feel useful and confident. The gym session after work released all the stress, and by the time I cooked dinner, I was relaxed and happy. Recording this podcast now is the perfect way to end the day, because I get to share everything in English and help others at the same time. The whole day felt productive and full of learning moments.
My day had a similar flow, but with different energy. Waking up early gave me a head start, and the walk to the cafe filled me with fresh air and positive thoughts. Serving customers all morning kept me busy and sharp. Every order was a mini English conversation that improved my listening skills. The funny customer with the changing order taught me to stay flexible and patient under pressure. Lunch outside felt like a reward after the rush, and training the new colleague in the afternoon gave me a chance to explain things clearly, which boosted my confidence. Walking home, I felt tired but satisfied, and cooking pasta while chatting with my mom reminded me how important family is. Reading my novel before bed helped me wind down completely. Sharing all of this with you and our listeners right now makes me realize that every ordinary day can become an English lesson if we choose to see it that way.
Exactly, Emma. And that's the main message of today's episode on English Podcast Expert. Your daily routine, from the moment you open your eyes until you close them at night, is full of opportunities to speak, listen, and improve. You don't need special materials or expensive courses. Just start describing what you're doing, use the phrases we modeled today, and record yourself once in a while. Listeners, right now I want you to pause the podcast and try it. Say out loud, "Today I woke up at," and the first thing I did was. Keep going for 1 full minute. You'll be surprised how much you can say.
Yes, and if you want more practice, comment below with your own "What I Did Today" story in English. We read every single comment and sometimes even reply with voice notes to help you correct or improve. Don't forget to like this episode if it helped you. Subscribe to English Podcast Expert for new episodes every week, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn. Steve, any final words before we sign off?
Just one more thing. Remember that progress isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up every day and using English in small, real moments. Whether you're commuting, eating, working, or relaxing, you can always add a little English to it. We'll be back next week with another practical topic, maybe talking about food in restaurants, or how to handle stress in English. Until then, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep improving. This is Steve.
And Emma from English Podcast Expert signing off. Thank you so much for listening. Take care and speak English every day.
Subscribe